What is up YouTube, James Baek here, and welcome back to another episode of VGC 17 Backflip Battles. Today we are using Sam Pandelis' second place Worlds team. As always, we are using this team with Garchomp, Ninetales, Arcanine, Mandibuzz, Xurkitree, and Tapu Lele. A very solid team, and if you want to go try it out, the QR code is down below, as well as if you want to go give Sam a follow, go check him out. So, we're going to be playing some more games with this team, and this team, very solid indeed. Does have, some really strong points in the setup mode and also some weak points. Like sometimes when I first started playing with this team, like the one thing I kind of missed about this team was like it had, easy ways to set up. Like you could easily position yourself to set up, but sometimes you didn't want to do that. Like you wanted to have the offensive pressure right there, and I think that's kind of what this team lacks in trade-off for having easy ways to set up and go. You have weak points in immediate damage, so like very little offensive damage. Like the Tapu Lele really doesn't do too much damage even with the psychic terrain boost. A Xurkitree doesn't really do much damage even with his high special attack stat. Arcanine's Flare Blitz is probably okay for damage, and then you have Garchomp's Tectonic Rage, but other than that it can't really do much otherwise unless it has the boost. So yeah, it does have very few ways to heavily damage your opponent right away, and has the speed control, has the setup mode, but sometimes you really need that immediate damage to take care of threats, which is one of the things that I felt was a bit lacking in the team. But we're gonna be playing some games. It still has been a wonderful team to try out, and yeah, I think we're gonna cut it to the first game because it's been taking quite a while. But if you haven't already, as I said before, I've been streaming a lot on Twitch lately. I highly recommend go check out my Twitch channel if you haven't already. I do, battle spot laddering. I play some other games sometimes, and I've been doing viewer battles. I try to do viewer battles once a week. So if you haven't already, as I hit online competition, yeah. So if you ever wanted a chance to battle me, I do viewer battles now, and I think the format that I think I'm gonna be doing from now on is best of 3 viewer battles, but there is no line. It's like whenever I ask for a viewer battle, the first person who literally responds will get that viewer battle. So it makes it easy, I think, more convenient as well. But anyway, we're gonna be cutting to the first battle. Okay, we got some gold from France. Sorry about that, but my 3DS is actually currently dying, so I was grabbing my charger. So we got the team of Salamence, Tapu Koko, Kartana, Metagross, Marowak, and the Persian. So this is an interesting team. Double Steel is definitely an interesting option here for my opponent. What's really good, I think, is my Mandibuzz. My Mandibuzz just does so much work against my opponent's team. It pretty much kind of shuts down my opponent's way of Salamence plus Metagross, because Foul Play will be able to knock out Metagross if it goes for the +2. So I think I do want to go Mandibuzz here. Like, Mandibuzz is just so good against my opponent's team. I think I want to go Mandibuzz, and who else do I want to go? Maybe the Garchomp here? Mandibuzz Garchomp isn't too bad here, because if my opponent leaves Tapu Koko, I threaten it with the Earthquake, and I could just switch on to Tapu Lele if necessary. So I think I wanted to go Mandibuzz Garchomp. I think Arcanine Intimidate looks really good in this matchup, and I think I want to go Tapu Lele as my last one, because those Pokemon are probably the ones that are calling out to me. Like, I could bring Xurkitree. Like, if I get Tail Glow up, it wouldn't be a bad game at all for Xurkitree to come in, but I have to consider the risk. These are some really heavy hitting Pokemon that I'm dealing with here, so I don't think I really want to, allow them to get all this damage off me. So I think having Arcanine for Intimidate to slow things down is pretty good, especially against like the Arcanine and the Metagross. So we'll see what my opponent leads. I'm pretty sure Koko will lead, or maybe Metagross Salamence might lead here, but it's going to be the Persian Tapu Koko, which is understandable here. So there are multiple mind games in this first turn. One, there's Fake Out Dazzling Gleam into the Mandibuzz. There's Foul Play Gleam, which is definitely understandable here. It's like, what does my opponent do here? Like, you could also taunt on the Persian, I guess. There are 2 plays that I want to make. One, I could either switch out Mandibuzz into Tapu Lele and go for like Tectonic Rage into Tapu Koko. But I kind of don't want to use my Z move right away, because it would help in a Marowak situation. I could also just switch out into the Tapu Lele and Tailwind, which I think is safer, because no matter what this Tapu Koko does, it won't be able to pick up the knockout into Mandibuzz. But we'll see here. I'm not sure my opponent. I feel like my opponent's play is Foul Play, Dazzling Gleam, because I feel like it covers like the Tapu Lele switching for the Mandibuzz, as well as, you know, you don't want Tapu Koko to go down right away, so maybe you try to prioritize everything else in the Mandibuzz, and then you work away with the Mandibuzz by double attacking it after, like, you know, you get rid of everything else. So we'll see what my opponent does here. But I'm hoping it's maybe Fake Out or Taunt. Both are completely acceptable, but it's a Fake Out and it's into the Mandibuzz, and we'll see what. It's a Volt Switch. So, unfortunately, did not get the call right. If I went to Tapu Lele, it might have been better here. Although, maybe not. Who knows what kind of tricks my opponent has up their sleeve. Kartana might be coming out here, which is definitely potential here. Although, if Persian does have the Taunt, it does make things a bit scary. Especially since it might carry Taunt. Like, I don't see a reason why this Persian wouldn't carry Taunt, as the Metagross does come out here. So, yeah, that's acceptable here. I think I want a Tailwind right away because I think I do want the Tailwind up, and I think I do want to switch out my Mandibuzz into the Garchomp. That's kind of risky though. It is kind of risky because taking that Meteor Mash damage wouldn't be that great, but I think Garchomp is the correct play here. Just because if I bring in Arcanine, like, it invites Pokemon such as Salamence, for instance, or Tapu Koko, and I feel like with my Garchomp, I can at least threaten with Earthquake Foul Play for anything on a KO on my opponent's team, other than maybe the Salamence, obviously. But the fact is, I get to threaten the Tapu Koko, which I know it's in the back. Yeah, it's the Taunt from the Persian, so. But I didn't want to Foul Play the Metagross. Like, you don't Foul Play the Metagross. Oh, wow. Oh. Was not expecting that. So it's Agility coming out from the Metagross. Huh. That's actually really interesting, and that's going to really significantly hurt me. So we're going to see Agility from Metagross, which is... Oh, man. Where do I even begin? So that's not real... Man, that's not really a common thing. The last time I've seen Agility Gross was, like, Station Park back in February. So that's a really cool tech there. I didn't want to Foul Play either because of the fact that I would give Weakness Policy boost, but it looks like I have no choice to give the Weakness Policy boost, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be a double up into Garchomp because a double up into Mandibuzz won't even pick up the knockout here. So I'll go for Protect, as the Metagross looks like it's going to Protect to scout out my Protect, or maybe just go for Foul Play into Garchomp, making it a 2 KO. Both are very good plays for my opponent's part, as Foul Play is going to go in the Garchomp slot. So this isn't looking too good right here. It really isn't, but I mean, yeah, it's just not really acceptable here. I'm going to Foul Play the Metagross here, and I think I have to go in the Tapu Lele here to take, you know, Zen Headbutt combined with the Foul Play. My opponent might even just go for the Meteor Mash, to be honest, which I would probably do, although I don't think Tapu Lele is... it's kind of important, but it's not exactly the most necessary thing I think I need right now. So I will go into the Tapu Lele 100% because of the fact that, you know, I could still win against the Tapu Koko. Mandibuzz is so important, but right here, it looks like its role is going to be taking down that Metagross. I wonder if Salamence is in the back, which is also a play I could have seen there. As then Headbutt, Tapu Lele Voice Attack, which is, you know, a bit fortunate, as Foul Play is going to go out into the Tapu Lele slot, not really doing too much, as I will get a Foul Play off into the Metagross. This should do like 70 to 80, I would imagine. 70. And it is going to activate the Weakness Policy, so that is still scary, to be completely honest. However, it's really not too bad, as my Tailwind peters out. Taunt wears off here. So now, I think I'm going to allow... You know, it's still very difficult. I don't know what my opponent goes for. It could be Meteor Mash in my Tapu Lele. That could make sense. I could also see the... Like, I think Metagross here wants to get a +2 Meteor Mash into my Mandibuzz, right? And I think Persian would probably go for Parting Shot into my Tapu Lele. So I think I want to go into Arcanine here. And I think I want to Calm Mind up because I'm very confident in Persian going for Parting Shot here, and or just withdrawing Persian, actually, not even going for the Parting Shot. Tapu Koko is going to take the field. I wonder if this means you're going for the Meteor Mash, although I don't know if you would go for Meteor Mash, like risking that. We'll see here, because I don't think you would risk Meteor Mash here into Tapu Lele when Mandibuzz can knock you out with Foul Play. So I'm going to go into Arcanine, which is going to be able to eat up the Meteor Mash. It's not going to be able to eat up the rest of my opponent's attacks really well, though. So Meteor Mash is going to come out and target down my Arcanine. Yeah, Like, not into Tapu Lele. That did more damage than I expected. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Its attack rises too. So no matter what, I don't have a switch in now. So maybe Garchomp could have lived a +2 Earthquake, but now I'm certain it won't be able to survive at all on the field. And, you know, I do have to Calm Mind Boost, which is great, but this Metagross is a threat. I'm honestly really surprised my opponent didn't Parting Shot. So I'm trying to think, what is potential for me? Should I go for the... Because Arcanine's probably going to go down soon. Maybe I just double up the Metagross. Or hope for a Meteor Mash miss, I guess. Yeah, I think I hope for the Meteor Mash miss. Because he's most likely just going to Thunderbolt into Arcanine. Maybe I could readjust my board position actually by switching out Arcanine into Garchomp. And protecting Tapu Lele. I feel like that makes the most sense here. Because I think Coco would go for a Life Orb Thunderbolt. Well, actually he doesn't have Life Orb, does it? I think it might be either Choice Specs or maybe the Z move. I could see both here. So I'm going to go into Garchomp here. Because of the fact it's going to be able to take these attacks relatively well. And I will protect with my Tapu Lele here. So let's see what my opponent goes for. It's going to be that Meteor Mash into the Tapu Lele and Electric type move. Yep, Thunderbolt into my Garchomp. So how much did Volt Switch do to the Mandibus? It did a lot. I want to assume it's Specs. So if it is Specs Tapu Koko, I feel like I do have a chance because of the fact that I think I'll go for Tectonic Rage into the Metagross. Not sure if +2 will knock out a Garchomp slot. And I'll Moonblast the Tapu Koko. This is in case Persian tries to go in here. And like the Metagross protects to try to get Fake Out Pressure again. So I feel like this is the better play. Although if this Koko isn't Specs, I could be in a lot of trouble. I feel like it would be Specs though. Volt Switch did that much damage under Psychic Terrain, or maybe I'm confusing it. Well, it did take Fake Out damage earlier. Maybe it's a higher roll on Volt Switch, or maybe it's modest. But Tapu Koko does withdraw here, and I'm guessing it's Persian. Yep, Persian. And does the Metagross protect? I guess that's the question of the lifetime. No, it goes for Meteor Mash. It's going to target on my Tapu Lele. So, okay, Tapu Lele goes down. However, it's not bad at all for me. Because I do get the Tectonic Rage off into this... into the Metagross. Maybe I should have Earthquaked, but I didn't want to Earthquake because... I just don't think Earthquake was the play there. Although maybe it might have, because I was just worried about Metagross protecting. I don't think you switch out into your Salamence right there. So Metagross was definitely going to stay on the field. I did waste my Z move though, which is, you know, concerning here. As I'll go out into my Arcanine here, because I'm pretty sure that means the Tapu Koko is going to come out, and it's probably going to be firing off a Specs, Dazzling Gleam here. I also lost Psychic Terrain too, which is, you know, unfortunate here. Maybe the better play was to sack like my Mana Buzz there if I anticipate the attack into the Metagross. I think there were... If I sack Mana Buzz there... Yeah, because Mana Buzz is actually kind of worthless, right? And, you know, I'm not sure if you risk going for the +2 into the Garchomp. Oh, Salamence comes out. Okay. Not what I was expecting there. At all. I wonder what kind of setup the Salamence has up its sleeve. We will intimidate the Persian and the Salamence, but Foul Play won't be able to knock out my Garchomp anymore. So, well, actually no, my Garchomp's healthy, but it won't be able to knock out Arcanine, which is good. I think what I'll do is I'll go switch out Garchomp into the Mandibuzz here. And Bulldoze? Question mark? I'm not sure how bulky Sam's Arcanine is, so Draco Meteor might be able to pick up the knockout, but I feel like going for this Bulldoze would put me in a good position. Because if I do get the Bulldoze off, right, and like Mandibuzz survives an attack, I can outspeed the Persian, go for Tailwind before, or Roost potentially, before it goes for like, you know, the Foul Play. I'm really glad actually that my opponent didn't go hard in a Tapu Koko, because even with the Gleam, like Gleam plus Foul Play would actually, well, you would be able to pick up a knockout guaranteed, but I would have to play like a 50-50 mind game basically there. So I will switch on to my Mandibuzz here, maybe on a Draco, which could be bad, but we'll see. Feint is actually going to come out into the Mandibuzz, so guessing this is Draco Meteor. So I'm glad I didn't protect right there. As Draco Meteor does come out and targets down the Mandibuzz, how much damage this is going to do is the question. It's going to not do much damage at all, actually. That really didn't do much damage. And I will go for the Bulldoze here because it does affect the Persian here. Nice. Nice. I'll take that. I'll take that, and I'll go for the Roost right here, I guess, and I'm guessing you go for... You could go for Draco Meteor and a Manibus, but it's not going to pick up the knockout anymore. Maybe you go for the Draco Meteor into Arcanine, hoping you can pick up the KO. I think I'm going to Flare Blitz the Persian here. Flare Blitz the Persian, hope that Draco Meteor might, with the recoil damage, might put me in... Oh wow, you're going to switch out into Tapu Koko? That was extremely risky right there. Because I could have bulldozed again, and that would have put you in a very significant bad position. But looks like my opponent going hard with this read here. I am going to go for the Flare Blitz into Persian. Maybe I should have went for the attack in the Tapu Koko slot. Oh wait, you're still faster? Oh, that's bad. That is bad. I did not expect that. Ugh, did not expect that. So I wonder if you're going to go for Thunderbolt or if you're going to go for Gleam here. If you Thunderbolt Arcanine, I'm put into a bad position, aren't I? But if you Gleam here, I would be able to get my Berry and I could Bulldoze, and then my opponent wouldn't be in a good position here. Maybe I could protect a Scout? I think I'm going to Foul Play the Tapu Koko slot, and... I think I do want to go out into my Garchomp potentially. You know what, I'm going to risk Garchomp here. I'm going to risk Garchomp on the Thunderbolt. I have to make some kind of read here. I have to hope he either Gleams or Thunderbolts here. We'll see here. I think you might Gleam here, although you might want to keep Manibus on the field because it's in a good position. But yeah, you go for Gleam here, and that's going to secure the game, I feel like. That just KOs Garchomp. Critical hit, okay. So, okay, what I needed to do there was Bulldoze. I need to Bulldoze, but the problem is, like, I'm worried about Gleam plus Foul Play because even though I'm intimidated, the fact that is, like, I'm wondering how well Arcanine will handle the next round of attacks from the Gleam. Like, yes, I can predict my opponent to go for, like, you know, like, next turn, I would assume, like, if I stayed in with Arcanine and I Bulldoze here, he would most likely just switch on to Salamence. I still can't really do much. Maybe I can hope for a flinch on Persian or a crit on Salamence or something. But I'm still in the down position overall because I lose Manibus there no matter what because I can't switch into Garchomp for the Manibus slot. Unless I expect a Thunderbolt into that slot, but I would highly doubt you would go for that. So yeah, my opponent definitely did play a well game. I feel like there were definitely some moves I could have done better in the game. If I were to look back at it, I guess maybe like what really caught me off guard, like what really secured the game for my opponent was the Agility Metagross. Like the Agility Metagross caught me really off guard. So, yeah, I was not anticipating that because most Metagross you usually see now are 3 attacks with weakness policy, so I did not expect the agility. But that was a really cool trick that won my opponent the game because, you know, I couldn't get my Tailwind up, I couldn't outspeed it. There were some plays I guess I could have done better. One, I was really expecting Taunt on Persian, so maybe I should have just went for the Foul Play right away because it would have given me the immediate damage no matter what. 2, I guess I should have saved Tapu Lele and sacked Manibus because Tapu Lele would have been actually really good against the rest of my opponent's team. So I think sacking Tapu Lele and Manibus because I feel like you never risk attacking into the Garchomp when your specs Tapu Koko. And the fact is, I knew Tapu Koko was going to switch out, but I didn't know which slot the Metagross was going to go after. Was it going to go for the chip damage onto the Garchomp to put myself in Gleam range, or was it going to go straight for the Lele? With the Pokemon in the back from my opponent, it definitely does make sense why you bring in why you go for the Tapu Lele there. So maybe I should have anticipated and went into the Manibus. But we find our second opponent, Gui, or I don't know how you pronounce it. But we got the team with Tapu Koko, the Salamence, Celesteela, Muck, Mudsdale, and Raichu. So, how do I want to handle this game is the question. I'm always trying to think, what's the best way I can handle this? Like, Raichu Koko is definitely scary right here. Just because I don't know what Z move that Raichu is. If it's Shattered Psyche, like, my main way probably to stop this team is with, like, Tapu Lele. But Tapu Lele doesn't exactly appreciate that. So, yeah, this could be a really scary matchup. This could be an absolutely scary matchup here. Mudsdale's not exactly friendly either to deal with. There are a lot of Pokemon that just disrupt what I want to go for with this team. So Ninetales is probably out just because I don't think Ninetales does well. It does do well against Salamence, don't get me wrong, but it doesn't do well against the Muck. Celesteela, the Mudsdale with Heavy Slam and the Electric type modes. Garchomp does well because of the fact my opponent has 3 ground type weaknesses and the SD can do well. Although, I think I want to go Mandibuzz. I think I want to go Mandibuzz here. Tapu Lele, Garchomp, and I want to go Xurkitree in the back because I think setup can do really well here. Although, like, not having the power to shut down that Mudsdale is really going to be concerning, and it's really going to come down to, I think, Mandibuzz, because if my opponent does bring Mudsdale, like, I'm going to need Mandibuzz because Foul Play is probably the best way I can handle that Mudsdale, to be honest. We'll see what comes out here, though. This is definitely going to be a tough game, as Raichu Koko is going to be straight my lead from my opponent here. So, I don't know what Z move this Raichu is, and that's really concerning. Also, the fact that Gleam could come out here. There are so many different plays. One, there's Fake Out into the Mandibuzz slot. 2, a Psychic move, an Electric type move, like a double target into the Mandibuzz. Stoked Spark Surfer would be pretty bad here. 3, there's also the fact that the Raichu is threatening the Encore, which would be very devastating right here. I think the best play here, I'm really worried about that Raichu, so I think I'm gonna Tailwind here? Or I could Foul Play. Do I need Tailwind right here, though? I don't think I really need Tailwind right now, to be honest. I think Foul Play into Raichu is safe, and a Moonblast into that Raichu slot as well. We'll see what comes out there here, though. Might be a Fake Out Gleam, which I could definitely see here, because I don't think you want to let Garchomp get a free switching. So I would assume it's going to be Fake Out Gleam here. I could see, like, the Z move from Raichu coming out straight away if it's the Raichunium Z, or what do you call it? I don't know what you call it. So we're going to see Tapu Koko withdraw. I'm guessing that's Muck or Celesteela. Yeah, which is why I didn't want to target the Tapu Koko slot. And what are we going to see from the Raichu? It's going to be the Z move right away. So this is actually pretty significant here because of the fact, who are you going to target? Maybe the best play was to switch out Mandibuzz into Garchomp, who knows? But I was not going to switch into Gleam potentially, especially if it was a Life Orb. So this might go, I'm pretty sure this is going to target the Mandibuzz, but I mean, I'll take that trade, to be honest, if I'm able to pick up the knockout Raichu, because Raichu is just such a big threat to my team, to be honest. I will gladly trade right here, as Mandibuzz is going to get fully paralyzed. Well, it's going to get paralyzed. I really hope that Mandibuzz is going to get this one attack off, because it's probably the only attack it's going to get off in the game. So Moonblast is going to go out into the Raichu. Lower special attack too, but yes, we get the Foul Play off. So nice. So we get rid of the Raichu, which is really significant there. Actually, Tailwind might have been significant there, but yeah, I could have Tailwind there. But now I don't have to worry about the Raichu on the field, and the fact is I don't have to worry about it for the rest of the game. Tapu Koko is going to come out here, which is, you know, okay here, because now I could switch out into, I think, my Arcanine, because I think, well, would you risk Gleam here? I think you would risk Gleam here. So I think I'm just going to Tailwind right here, and, oh wait, I don't have Arcanine. Why did I think I had Arcanine? I'm just going to protect Tapu Lele and go for Tailwind, because if Mandibuzz goes down, I get to go into my Xurkitree here. And Xurkitree could do a lot of work with that Thunderbolt in Electric Terrain, since my opponent gave me that Electric Terrain. So I will gladly take this, as Dazzling Gleam will come out. Let's see if it's able to knock out the Mandibuzz. So it might not, to be honest, because of the fact that Mandibuzz has such great bulk. Yes, it's able to survive. It's not Life Orb. Heavy Slam, though, doubling into the Mandibuzz slot. Good call from my opponent. Gonna go into the Mandibuzz, and we'll pick up that knockout. So I do lose the Mandibuzz. However, I don't feel like I'm in a bad position at all. It's physical defense of Celesteela too, which makes things a lot more interesting, as I will go on as Xurkitree here. And I think I'll go for a double up into the Tapu Koko slot, because of the fact I feel like, what would be my opponent's last Pokemon? I feel like it would be Mudsdale. It could be the Muck. Might be the Salamence too. I mean, I think all three are potentially viable in this matchup. But Celesteela, I don't think you want to go for the attack here. Although, actually, no. Thunderbolt might just be able to knock out Celesteela itself, right? With the Electric Terrain boost, I mean, this is a Xurkitree after all, and he's not especially defensive. I think a play I could do is just Calm Mind here with my Tapu Lele and Thunderbolt. As Celesteela is going to withdraw here, which is okay, and that's going to be the Mudsdale. So the Mudsdale does reveal itself in this game, which is okay for me, because I will be able to get a Calm Mind up, as the Gleam is going to come out once again. You're not Specs. I can tell by the damage output. So I do Thunderbolt in the Mudsdale. Tail Glow would have been the correct play there, but I do get the Calm Mind up, and this Calm Mind is going to be very significant throughout the game. It really is going to be significant throughout the game. So I do get my Tapu Lele boosted, and now I can go for... Ooh, I can't really switch on to Garchomp, can I? I guess I could just protect my circuitry and go for a Moonblast into the Mudsdale, to be honest, because I need circuitry alive for this game, right? I don't know if you're going to heavy slam or if you're just going to go for the high horsepower, because you want to get rid of circuitry, of course, for that Celesteela endgame, but of course, Tapu Lele is threatening a lot of offensive pressure right here. So I wonder if the Mudsdale carries protect, because, you know, Coco could potentially, like, protect or volt switch into something like, well, to the Celesteela, and then Mudsdale can go for an attack here, which could be very safe for my opponent. But yeah, I'm kind of upset I didn't just double into Tapu Koko like I said I was going to. But I didn't want to risk my Tapu Lele there. It's actually going to be protect from Mudsdale. Will it be that volt switch coming out? Thunderbolt into the Tapu Lele. Okay. Not really doing too much. Okay, so I could have set up there potentially, but we learned something new about the Mudsdale. It's not going to be that Assault Vest set. So that's good to note. I think Garchomp is the play here, and I will go for the Moonblast into the Mudsdale, because I need the damage on Mudsdale, right? Mudsdale is really just threatening my circuitry here, and most likely you do want to try to KO the circuitry. I'm thinking maybe my opponent goes for Gleam here and the high horsepower into Garchomp, but I'm fine training Garchomp here if I can knock out that Mudsdale. So we're gonna see the protect from Tapu Koko, which might indicate Earthquake coming out from my opponent potentially. We will go for the Moonblast into the Mudsdale, doing a solid amount of damage, as that did like 60%. As yeah, it is Earthquake. So ooh, okay, that makes things scary. Surprised to see Earthquake. I'm guessing that means you don't have Heavy Slam or something. But Tapu Lele being a trooper here, actually surviving that attack here, so that is very significant indeed. And right here, yeah, that's so significant. I think I'm gonna go for Swords Dance here and a Moonblast into Mudsdale. The reason I'm gonna go for this play is because, one, the Tapu Koko can't pick up the knockout. Yeah, Tapu Koko can't pick up the knockout. I don't care, because I think Tapu Koko goes for one of two plays. One, switches out into Celesteela, or two, goes for Gleam Protect here. And if you don't Gleam Protect, I get the knockout on Mudsdale. So I'll go for this play because of the fact, or you could withdraw Mudsdale. That's also another play. I forgot. So I should have I'm surprised because I could have Tectonic Rage to Koko. Yeah, so we're gonna see the Gleam here. Ooh, that's really bad actually. Actually, it's not too bad. It's not too bad for a few reasons. One, I can SD up, so I will be able to KO Tapu Koko through Protect most likely. Two, little bit of chip into the Celesteela. Let's see if it's leftovers or not. It is leftovers from the Celesteela. We do confirm that. So now I can Tectonic Rage the Tapu Koko slot and protect my... Or the Electric Terrain disappears. Yeah, that's significant too. I guess I'll just Tectonic Rage the Tapu Koko and protect my Tapu Lele. Now I can get in my circuitry, but I'm really surprised. I should have just Tectonic Rage the Tapu Koko. It might be Sash actually. Maybe that's why my opponent's playing so aggressively with it. We're going to see the Protect with Tapu Koko, which is an interesting play here. Really is an interesting play, I think. I will be able to protect with my Tapu Lele, and I will go for Tectonic Rage here into the Tapu Koko. But now, what is the move my opponent's going to go for? What is my opponent going for? That's a really big question. I'll be able to go for Tectonic Rage. It will come out into the Tapu Koko slot, and unless this is Sash, I think Tapu Koko will be going down. This is Tectonic Rage to protect, and this is Adamant. So, are you Sash Tapu Koko? No, you're not. So, that could seal it up for me, actually. Depending on what kind of Celesteela set this is. And it's Heavy Slam in the Tapu Lele. We take those straight to the bank. Nice. So, now... That was a really interesting turn. I'm surprised my opponent went for the Protect with Koko because of the fact you could have just KO'd the Garchomp with Gleam there. And you go for the Heavy Slam in the Tapu Lele. Moonblast most likely won't be able to knock out Tapu Koko. I kind of doubt it, to be honest. So yeah, that's a really interesting play here. But we'll take that. I think I can go for... I think I get Swords Dance here, to be honest. And I can go for a Moonblast into the Mudsdale slot. I think it's going to come down to whether my opponent gets a double Protect. Although, maybe I could have Rock Slide and Moonblast. But then again, I don't want to risk like Mudsdale staying in, activating a potential Berry. And then, you know, Mudsdale survives a double attack. Both my Pokemon take a double knockout here, and it might be game here. But my opponent not protecting at all with the Mudsdale, which Wow. Okay. Really risking it, but I don't think I had no reason not to target the Mudstale here with the Moonblast because it will be able to pick up the knockout on Mudstale. I am +1, and we already saw I did 60%. So yeah, Mudstale is going to go down here. Really significant. Heavy Slam's going to come out into the Garchomp slot, so Garchomp's going to go down. +3 Garchomp, unfortunately, he didn't get to do much. Well, it did KO the Tapu Koko to protect. That was very significant. So, Celesteela going down there, and, well, not Celesteela. Celesteela getting the KO there, getting the Beast Boost of defense. But now I get my Circuitry in. I can go for a Tail Glow, I think. Because I don't think a critical hit anything from Celesteela with the leftovers can pick up the knockout, unless you're Earthquake. Unless you're actually Earthquake. So maybe I should just Thunderbolt instead. Yeah, I should just Thunderbolt instead. There's no point in me risking like a random Earthquake on Celesteela. So I'll just Moonblast and Thunderbolt here. It should be able to pick up the knockout too with the Moonblast damage. And yeah, the match is going to be forfeited. Really interesting, like, last few turns, I think. I feel like my opponent definitely could have brought it back. Well, I thought my opponent definitely had it there, or like had a really good shot of winning. But the Protect on Tapu Koko, I feel like, I wonder what my opponent's thought process was. Maybe you're really worried that like Tapu Lele is able to knock out the Tapu Koko and you think I protect Garchomp. Or maybe you anticipate me to protect Garchomp right there, so you can go for like a Dazzling Gleam the following turn. And you're worried about like Tapu Lele getting a Moonblast KO on the Tapu Koko. But yeah, I think maybe that's the only way, but I'm not sure, because I think you go for Gleam, Heavy Slam, you either KO the Tapu Lele, or you get a double knockout there potentially, or maybe you just knock out the Garchomp and Tapu Lele stays on the field, but you still have Heavy Slam, and the fact that you have your Mudstale comfortably in the back for Circuitry. So no matter what, yeah, I think it was a bit interesting of a play from my opponent, but I do hope everyone enjoyed today's episode of VGC 17 back-to-back battles. Yeah, I think I definitely could have made a few turns better in that play. Definitely could have. I think, one, not doubling up the Koko when I needed to. Two, I had an opportunity to Tectonic Rage to Tapu Koko, but instead it went for the, I think it went for a Thunderbolt or Gleam when I could have Tectonic Rage because I was anticipating the Celesteela switching. But maybe I just had no reason not to target Tapu Koko, so maybe I should just went for a Tapu Koko instead. But yeah, I think there were definitely a few turns that could have, you know, been played better from my side and from my opponent's side. So yeah, hope everyone enjoyed today's episode of VGC 17 back-to-back battles. If you did, please leave a like down below, show some support, as well as you can check out my other stuff such as my social medias down below. You can check out my other stuff down below, my other side series, as well as previous episodes of VGC 17 back-to-back battles, my social medias, and if you want to try out Sam's team, or if you want to go give Sam a follow on Twitter, definitely go ahead. And yeah, I think that's pretty much all I want to say for today's episode. Thank you all for tuning in, and I hope you have a good day, and I'll catch you around next time.